How important is it to stay attractive in your marriage to each other?
Well, this woman named Pearl Davis seems to think that it's only important for women to stay attractive in their marriage. She was recently on a podcast that I saw on a TikTok account called Council of Trent, where she's talking to this guy about how women have an obligation to not gain weight and to stay beautiful throughout the course of their marriage.
If you're saying that men can't have standards in their own marriage, like you're saying it's irrational for a guy to demand his wife stay a certain weight. Why? Why is that wrong?
To stay a certain weight during their entire marriage?
Why? Why is that wrong?
Because
I've seen women do it.
Would you like me to answer the question?
Go ahead.
Okay. Because biologically, our bodies change over time. They'll naturally gain and lose weight in different circumstances. And your worth as a spouse, whether you are a husband or a wife, is not derived by your weight. That's just a shallow thing. Now, I think that both husbands and wives should encourage the other to should encourage.
It's your job to be attractive.
I think husbands and wives should both maintain attractiveness.
Right, but why do you always have to bring it back? Because
why do you only focus on women?
Right now, because we're asking about the deal for men. Yeah. So I'm looking at this from the man's point of view. What does the man get out of it? Is this a good deal? He can't even ask for an in-shape wife.
He gets a woman who
can't even say 120
Can I answer the question?
Pounds?
Can I answer the question?
I'm asking.
He gets a woman who's promised to stay with him, even though statistically he'll gain 30 or 40 pounds.
And that's because women's job has far more of a job to be beautiful than men. Men's job is to protect and provide. What is wrong with a man asking that she stays a certain weight?
Because it's shallow. It's fine to ask someone to be healthy, and it's fine to encourage your spouse to maintain attractiveness, not to just let yourself go. But that's the same for husbands and wives. Neither should just let themselves go. But at the same time, each one should be merciful, knowing that time and age come for all of us.
Time and age come for all of us. Say that louder for the people in the back.
Ooh, you guys must feel so betrayed. That's a woman's opinion.
I know, and also you would think like a woman with that strong of opinion about attractiveness and weight would hold herself to that standard. If you really believe that a woman shouldn't be any heavier than 120 pounds and look a certain way, then why are you not also that? It's very weird. I don't know if she thinks she's like gonna bring in men to think that she's more attractive by having these very like niche views, but it's honestly concerning. Like, it makes me sad for her if she actually believes this.
Oh boy. The pause.
Cassie's shaking her head.
The shake of the head, the eye roll. Here we go, people.
I'm so tired of having to defend my body's existence on this planet as worthy, or any of us. And I'm not just saying me, I mean like any woman. And I want to give props to the dude on that podcast, because he dealt with that in such a classy, educated way. And it's that easy to dispel those conversations. First of all, when you say 120 pounds, you don't really know. That's not taking into account genetics at all. And there are so many cultural differences as well. When we talk about BMI, that was just calculated based off white men. That doesn't take into account people of color or women. So you can't apply it across the board like that. You're going to gain weight as you get older. If you want someone who's going to look the same, date a blow-up doll. It's never going to change, all right? Women...
Better make sure it has the same amount of air years from now that it has right now.
Better make sure. But people change over time, and there's so much more to a relationship than looks. Is it important to be attracted to your partner? Sure. That's a different debate entirely. Will what a quote-unquote is attractive change based on the couple? Of course it will. That's for y'all to decide together. But no one has a right... You're being in shape isn't better than not being in shape. It's just what you like. And the average weight for women, I just Googled it to make sure, is for 20 to 70 is between 160 and 176. And you look at some women who work out and lift weights, and I'm not talking about bodybuilders. I'm just talking about weightlifters. They can be 170 and be snatched and look healthy, but they're not 120. That is not a healthy weight for a lot of women to maintain, especially if you have children. And I'm just really tired of this narrative that women need to fit themselves into a small little box for society to find them acceptable, when we're literally hearing men like this interviewer say, I don't expect that. That's not a normal thing to expect from your partner. And so I wish we could just step back and stop listening to the female and male Andrew Tates of the world with their stupid, unhinged, uneducated hot takes.
As a woman who now weighs 25 more pounds than she did the day she got married.
It shows.
Thank you.
Yeah, we've all been meaning to talk to you.
Yeah, he don't deserve that.
Bart doesn't deserve that.
Yeah, why are you going to do that to Bart?
As a woman who weighs 25 pounds more than the day she got married, this hits, and it makes my skin crawl, because in that span of time, in the 7 years since we've been married, I went through 2 rounds of IVF, which jacked up my hormones. I fortunately was able to have a baby. I had a baby. I'm now in my mid-40s, and my body is just completely different. I am doing the same things I did when I got married, but I am not able to sustain the weight that I was when I was that age. And that is welcome to having the body of a woman. So yeah, if I wanted to work out every single day and do 2-a-days and eat the bare basic minimum, whatever, then maybe I could get back down to that weight. But what kind of existence is that? And that's not, it's not attainable. And if it is attainable, it's not the life I want to live.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's like, dude, seriously, like, get over yourself. I have a husband who adores me and sees me for more than my weight. He sees me for the, for the career woman I am, and the work ethic I have, and for the mother that I am, and for the daughter that I am, and for the friend that I am, which is so much more than the number I look at on the scale.
Who's this woman in this video, Abby?
So I don't even really know what her profession is, because I saw her on TikTok years back, where I think she comes from like money. I don't know what her parents do, but she used to live in like this massive house that was like a castle. So she would do house tours for her castle. And then all of a sudden, like, her videos started changing from like house tours to like very, very hard takes on like women's appearances and how they should behave around men. So I don't really know.
She's a political commentator.
She's a political commentator, but it's I don't really know what her education background is.
She sounds like an idiot, and she needs to learn from 2 of my personal mantras. Number 1, only a dog likes bones. Number 2, more cushion for the bushes.
There you go.
That's all, Tommy.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
I think the most shocking thing about the whole thing is that it's coming from a woman's mouth.
And it's so refreshing. I'm so happy it wasn't the man for once. That's what we were saying in here.
She's the one they call the female Andrew Tate.
Oh, this is the same one we played a couple of days ago?
Yes.
Oh, this girl.
Yeah, because I brought up this take where she was like, yeah, women should be 120 pounds. And I'm like, but you aren't even 120 pounds. Like, make it make sense. So it's very disappointing seeing that this take is going around from her.
Do you as a woman almost expect there to be some like cavemen that have this kind of opinion, but when you hear it spewed out of the mouth of a woman, it feels so disloyal, and it
hurts more.
It hurts, like, because the messaging has been so strong, and here a woman comes up saying, no, the cavemen are right.
Because it's twofold when it comes from a woman, because now it's like, yeah, if as a fellow woman, it hurts that you have that take. And then secondly, I feel like because you're a woman and you had this opinion, now you have just proven every other man who said that. See, another woman said it, that means I'm right.
Yeah, that is the most annoying part. But when I look at it, and I feel this way too, and I actually think it's kind of important that she's speaking up about it, because I think we do get ourselves into trenches of men say this, we hate men say, they're always coming down, kind of like Mo being like so grateful finally a woman said it, it's not another dude. A lot of women feel this way and think this way. They're just not vocal. And here's where it comes from me. I see it, and this is not meant to be a slam, but it's from a point of a lack of education. And I don't mean that you're dumb if you believe this. I don't mean you're stupid. I just mean...
No, that take was dumb.
It is. But when you go out in the world and you meet different people with different backgrounds, and you see people with different bodies doing these amazing things and in happy, healthy, fun, loving relationships, the more you see of the world and you see that happening, the less you believe you have to be a certain way in order to have a successful, fulfilled life. And so it's not just that it's a woman. It's that she's just not educated enough. She's in her own echo chamber in her own bubble. And this is what happens when you don't get out into the world and meet new people.
And I also think a lot women that have this take really feel that's their value. Is my looks, my weight, that's my value, then everything else. There's a big bridge to number 2 and number 3. So she's got a lot of self-talk.
The biggest thing is, and women like that get their validation from their partners and men. And the biggest thing a friend ever taught me, a guy said, watch where you get your validation from. Is it from other people or is it from yourself?
Ooh, that's good. So yeah, shout out for Pearl for being a lightning rod for these horrible takes.
The Bert Show.